If you've been wanting to upgrade your space but don't want to spend a ton of money, this video is for you. What I've noticed over the years is that the things that truly make a home special and beautiful are often the simplest. They're thoughtful, inexpensive choices that bring character and warmth without trying too hard. Sure, most people want that expensive look that I've covered in previous videos here on the channel, but there's something special about embracing simplicity and real-life stuff. Bottom line, you don't need a huge budget to have a cool place. So today I'm sharing a few of my favorite budget-friendly things you can do or reuse to make your home look better. Let's begin. So let's start with something that I feel not enough people realize. You can frame more than photographs or art prints. If you want inexpensive decor that actually looks meaningful and put together, frame things that you already own. Things that mean something to you. Seriously, you can frame pretty much anything. A special shirt, your grandfather's pocket watch, your kid's drawings, your mother's handwritten letter, or even her cake recipe. A small rug, a pretty piece of fabric, a scarf you love. Basically, everything that fits in a frame can become wall art. But even when you're framing photographs, there are just so many different ways you can do it, besides just centralizing a picture in a frame. You can add notes, mix different photographs, use different frames, or play with negative space by using a small picture in a large frame. The possibilities are endless. And the beauty of this is that if you already have the object or the picture, the only thing that you'll be spending money on is the frame. And to me, framed meaningful objects or pictures will always look better than those generic art prints. Pretty much always. Because these things tell a story, your story. They instantly give your home personality and warmth, and they make the space feel lived in and unique. They're also incredible conversation pieces. Guests will notice them, ask about them, and you will have something real to talk about instead of just saying, oh, I got this from Home Goods or IKEA. So think outside the box and frame your stuff. Seriously, it's affordable, it's personal, and it makes your home look 1,000 times more personal and meaningful without buying anything new. Okay, moving on. I'm all for repurposing things, and honestly, using chairs or stools as side tables is one of my favorite budget-friendly tricks. And it's not just good for your wallet, I actually think it looks cooler. There's just something about it that adds character and makes a space feel lived in and comfortable and cool in the best possible way. And the good thing is that most of us already have like a spare chair or stool floating around the house somewhere. Or you can find them for practically nothing secondhand. And because this styling choice leans more into this relaxed, collected over time vibe, the pieces don't have to look brand new. In fact, I prefer when they don't. An old wooden chair, a little thrifted stool, or even a basic IKEA one. And let me just say this, they make the best nightstands. Truly, it looks so effortless, yet so stylish and intentional. And it's 100 times better than getting those generic MDF nightstands that everyone who's decorating on a budget ends up getting. A simple stool has more personality and it instantly makes the room look more unique. So if you're trying to save money, just skip the Wayfair rabbit hole and go check your Facebook marketplace or local thrift store instead. A good stool or chair can do the job of a table beautifully, and it will make your home look cooler in the process. What is this I have on my face, you ask? Well, friends, this content is brought to you in partnership with Foreo, and this is their FAQ 202, an FDA-cleared new generation of LED face mask. In other words, this is next-level skincare. And to be honest, I've always struggled to maintain a consistent skincare routine, mainly because I don't like complicated stuff. And although this mask looks complex, it's actually super easy to use. So now I can improve the look and feel of my skin with such an advanced technology while working or reading, which is just perfect. And that's what I've been doing over the past few months with the help of the FAQ 202. It's a silicone wireless LED mask molded to fit any face shape, which means it's ultra lightweight and very comfortable to wear. And it has 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, which helps to tackle signs of aging and other skin concerns. I have been personally alternating between the app-guided oil balancing treatment to help with my acne and the red light therapy to reduce redness, wrinkles, and fine lines. Pairing that with the FAQ red light peptide serum has definitely helped my skin to feel smoother and less dull over time, as the serum is formulated to amplify and accelerate the LED therapy. And here's the best part. Now is a great time to grab this or other Foreo products, as they're having amazing holiday deals. So don't forget to grab your gifts. Click the link in my description box and use my coupon code 35TALES to get an extra 35% off on almost all Foreo products, even the ones that are already on sale. Pretty nice deal, right? And Foreo devices are the perfect gifts to pamper yourself or your loved ones this holiday season. So go check that out. And thanks for Foreo for partnering with me on this video. Now let's talk about headboards. You don't necessarily need one. I know, it's usually treated as this mandatory bedroom staple, but honestly, skipping it can save you a lot of money and make your room look more relaxed and effortless if you do it right. The wall above the bed is usually seen as the focal point, but it doesn't have to be. And even when you do want that area to stand out, a headboard is just an option, not the rule. So instead of spending hundreds of dollars on a headboard or even more to replace the entire bed, you can create the same sense of intention with budget-friendly ideas. For example, one of the easiest things that you can do is to hang art above the bed. I know, this is just the number one thing that you can do with that wall, but I just mean that you don't need a headboard to do it. It can be one oversized piece if you like things clean and minimal, or a smaller one, or a couple of smaller ones. Or even an asymmetrical approach if you want the room to feel a bit more casual and stylish. I personally love this option. And you can find or print beautiful artworks or just hang personal pictures for just a fraction of the price of a headboard. Now, if you want something with a bit more visual presence, you can achieve the same effect of a headboard with just paint. It's as easy as it looks, and to me it makes all the difference. Not just because it defines the area, but also because you're adding color, which is also great. All of this for almost no money. Another option is adding a simple floating shelf above the bed. I know this is not everyone's favorite, because some people don't like to have things hanging above their heads when they're sleeping. I personally don't mind it. And if you don't mind it either, it adds height, dimension, and a lot of personality depending on what you place there. Books, a little sculpture, a small plant. The more personal, the better. It's functional, it's inexpensive, and it's just incredibly intentional. And then there's the least conventional option, in my opinion. Leave the wall completely empty and let the empty space breathe. Instead, put your budget toward a beautiful pendant light centered above the bed. It draws the eye up, fills the space, and it makes the room feel elevated even though you didn't buy a headboard or really anything else. To me, the charm of this style is simplicity itself. And really, the pendant is doing all the heavy lifting here. Without it, the room would look incomplete or unfinished for sure. Okay, and since we're in the bedroom, here's another thing. This one kind of speaks for itself, and pretty much all the pictures that I've shown so far illustrated, but I think it's worth saying out loud. You don't need 4 or 5 rows of pillows on your bed to make it look designed. In fact, I actually think the opposite is true. When a bedroom embraces simplicity, it almost always looks better, in my opinion. Calmer, cleaner, and somehow more sophisticated. And the great thing is that simplicity is inexpensive. So instead of buying endless throw pillows or layering 3 throw blankets on top of one another, you can just invest your money in a good set of sheets and a good duvet cover. Honestly, 1 or 2 sets are more than enough to start with. What matters is choosing something that actually feels good and looks intentional with the rest of your bedroom. I personally love stripes or subtle texture, like washed cotton or linen. They have that natural, relaxed look that immediately makes a bed feel inviting without trying too hard. And because the bedding itself is doing the visual work, you don't need all the extras. If you struggle to combine colors or patterns, I'd recommend keeping the sheets white and picking a solid duvet cover or blanket of your favorite color, or a color that's already somewhere else in the bedroom, like a rug or a piece of art. Or go with a monochromatic look, which also works. When the rest of the bedroom is styled thoughtfully, your lighting, your nightstands, your art, simple bedding actually elevates the whole space. It makes the room feel lived in and comfortable, but still refined. And the best part is that this is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to make your room look better without buying a ton of stuff. This one is for all the readers out there. And honestly, even if you're not a huge reader, you probably have a few books laying around. And when we talk about interior design, one thing's for certain. Books just make a home look better. Coffee table books are great styling tools, but this is not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about regular books, old books, new books, the ones that you actually read, the ones with cracked spines and slightly yellow pages. Those. They bring so much life and personality to a space that people give them credit for. And as much as I love a beautifully styled bookcase, books don't have to be confined to that specific corner of your home office. They can live everywhere. In fact, spreading them throughout your house is one of the easiest, most inexpensive ways to make a room feel collected and alive. For example, you can stack them on the floor and use them as a side table or a little display stand. I am obsessed with this lately. It's so cool. It's a little artsy, and it adds this effortless charm to a room. And you don't even need to put anything on top. Even just a couple of stacks on their own can make the space feel more interesting. You can also sprinkle a few books all around the house. A small stack in the kitchen, books in the bedroom, in the dining room, a few in the living room, books everywhere. It instantly softens the space, makes it feel lived in, and it literally costs you nothing if you already have them. And just to be clear, I am not saying that you should go ahead and buy stacks of books just to achieve this aesthetic. But if you already have them, use them. Bring them out. Let them be part of your decor. They add personality in a way that no mass-produced object ever will. Alright, and finally, I wanted to talk about paint. I know, a lot of people just can't paint their walls because they're renting. I've been there. But if you can, paint is honestly one of the most powerful and inexpensive ways to transform a room. I have nothing against white walls, okay? And painting just the walls in a space can really elevate it, but some uses of paint just have my heart, and they can take a room from fine to actually stylish without buying any piece of furniture or decor. For example, color drenching. Take a room with totally normal furniture. Nothing fancy. Then paint everything the same color, from floor to ceiling. Instantly, the space looks intentional and cozier than it did in plain white. It's such a statement, and it's all coming from a can of paint. Another thing that I love is painting the ceiling. And if you watch my previous videos, you know that already. Hey, people forget that ceilings are walls too. Adding color up there makes the room feel cozier, more designed, and a little unexpected. It's one of those things that look expensive without actually being expensive at all. You can also use paint in other ways, more creative ways, to create pattern, like stripes or color blocks. It adds personality, and because it's paint, you can be playful without committing to anything permanent. These little compositions can make unremarkable spaces look intentional, like hallways, small entryways, or even the most boring rental bathroom. And then there's the power move that almost no one talks about: painting doors and trim. A contrasting color can make them stand out in such a beautiful way, while painting them the same color as the walls helps everything blend in and look more modern and streamlined. Both are great options, and both look far more custom than builder white everything. So yes, if you can paint paint. It's inexpensive, it's transformative, and it will bring so much personality to your home, especially when combined with other stuff that I mentioned in the video. Alright, so this was a list of a few of my favorite ways that you can add personality and make your home look cooler on a budget. And honestly, I think that most of the things that I mentioned in this video actually look way better than their most expensive counterparts, at least in my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments. And by the way, I think I have more of this to share. So if you liked this video, let me know if you'd like to see a part 2. And don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.